The year is 1462. On the outskirts of Târgoviște, the capital of Wallachia, a smell hangs thick in the night air, not smoke, but blood. Torches flicker against thousands of wooden stakes. Each one carries a body, some freshly impaled, some long decayed. The forest creaks and moans as the wind moves through the corpses. Ottoman scouts stop their horses at the edge of the valley. One drops his torch. Before him stands what the chroniclers would later call the Forest of the Impaled, and at its center, a single figure watches in silence, Vlad III, son of Vlad II Dracula, ruler of Wallachia. To some, a hero who defied an empire. To others, a monster who turned cruelty into art. Tonight, we uncover the real man behind the legend of Dracula. Vlad was born in 1431 in the fortress of Sighișoara, in the heart of Transylvania, then part of the Kingdom of Hungary. His father, Vlad II Dracula, was a member of the Order of the Dragon, a chivalric order founded by Sigismund of Luxembourg to defend Christian Europe against the Ottoman Empire. From that symbol, the dragon, Dracul in Romanian, came the son's name Vlad Dracula, literally son of the dragon. But the dragon's world was collapsing. By the mid-15th century, the Ottomans were advancing through the Balkans. The Battle of Varna in 1444 and Kosovo in 1448 left. Christian forces shattered. Wallachia, a small principality wedged between Hungary and the Ottoman Empire, was a frontier drenched in fear. As a boy, Vlad and his younger brother Radu were taken as hostages by Sultan Murad II in Edirne, modern Turkey. It was a common tactic. Hostages guaranteed their father's loyalty. But for Vlad, captivity became the crucible that shaped his obsession with power and betrayal. He learned the ways of the Turks, their military discipline, their punishments. He saw impalement used to terrify enemies into submission, and he remembered. In 1447, his father, Vlad II, was murdered by Wallachian boyars aligned with Hungary. His older brother, Mircea, was tortured and buried alive. When Vlad escaped captivity in 1448, he had only one goal: revenge. He seized the Wallachian throne that same year with Ottoman support, but his rule was short. Exiled and hunted, he wandered through Moldavia and Transylvania, plotting his return. By 1456, after years of blood and exile, Vlad reclaimed his throne, this time backed by Hungary's regent John Hunyadi, one of Europe's greatest military leaders. Once in power, Vlad began a reign that would carve his name into history. He crushed internal rebellion with theatrical brutality. The boyars, the same nobles who betrayed his father, were invited to a feast in Târgoviște. When the wine was gone, he ordered them all arrested. The old and weak were impaled. The rest were forced on a death march to rebuild his fortress at Poenari. High in the Carpathian Mountains, Vlad ruled through terror. Chroniclers like Michael Beheim, writing in 1463, described executions so cruel that even seasoned soldiers trembled. Impaling was his signature, a wooden stake, blunt at the end, driven through the victim's body without piercing vital organs. So death came slowly, sometimes over 2 days. He believed fear was order. In one letter written in February 1462 to Matthias Corvinus, king of Hungary, Vlad claimed, "I have killed peasants, men and women old and young. We cannot count their number." He boasted of 23,184 corpses impaled in a single campaign against the Ottomans. If you've made it this far into Vlad's shadowed world, you can feel how history blurs into nightmare. Take a moment to like this video. It helps us keep uncovering these lost, dark corners of the past. Now, let's step deeper into the heart of 1462. That year, Sultan Mehmed II, the conqueror of Constantinople, launched a massive invasion of Wallachia, 150,000 men, the largest army Europe had ever seen. Vlad's forces numbered fewer than 30,000. He could not win with numbers, so he turned to terror. Villages were burned, Wells poisoned, fields scorched. As the Ottoman army approached Târgoviște, they found that gruesome forest of corpses, over 20,000 impaled soldiers and civilians, stretching for miles. According to the Byzantine historian Leonikos Chalkokondyles, even the hardened Mehmed was shaken by the sight. Vlad's guerrilla tactics culminated in the night attack of June 17, 1462. Under moonless skies, he and his riders infiltrated the Ottoman camp. Slaughtering thousands in the dark, he almost reached the Sultan's tent, but the campaign broke him. By the end of that year, betrayed by his own nobles, Vlad fled across the Danube, seeking refuge in Transylvania, only to be imprisoned by his former ally, King Matthias Corvinus. For 12 years, the Impaler rotted in a Hungarian dungeon. In 1475, the political tides changed. Ottoman power was again pressing north, and Christian leaders needed a symbol of resistance. Vlad was released and restored to the throne in 1476, this time for the third and final time. But his kingdom was a wasteland. The people feared him more than they hated the Turks. His allies were gone, his enemies everywhere. That same winter near Bucharest, Vlad's army was ambushed. Accounts differ, some say by the Ottomans, others by his own men. What is certain is that Vlad III was killed. His head was sent to Sultan Mehmed II in Constantinople, preserved in honey and displayed above the city gates. The man who built forests of the dead became one of their number. Even in death, his story refused to end. German pamphlets printed in the late 15th century, like the story of a bloodthirsty madman called Dracula, spread his legend across Europe. To some, he was a hero who defended Christendom. To others, a demon in human form. Centuries later, when Bram Stoker published Dracula in 1897, he borrowed Vlad's name and the echo of his cruelty to shape a monster that would never die. But the real Vlad III was not a creature of myth. He was a man forged in betrayal, empire and endless war. Some Romanian historians still call him Vlad Tepes, the protector who saved their land through terror. Others whisper that he became what he feared most, a beast feeding on his own people's blood. His grave, said to be in the Snagov monastery, has never yielded his remains. When archaeologists opened the tomb in 1933, they found it empty, only bones of horses and ashes. And so the question lingers, was Vlad merely a brutal ruler in a brutal age? Or did the curse of his own legend consume him completely? History keeps his head on a pike, but his shadow still walks the forests of Wallachia. What do you think? Was Vlad the Impaler a necessary evil or the birth of pure darkness in human form? Tell us in the comments and let the debate of centuries continue.